I'm continuing my series of MASH retro reviews with Season 1, Episode 15, Tuttle. And actually for this review, I am joined by Tuttle himself. So let's just jump right on into the episode. This is a great, fun episode. So Hawkeye and Trapper are giving some supplies to Sister Teresa's orphanage, which is actually the first time she's mentioned along with her orphanage, which is mentioned a lot more times. So this is actually one of the few episodes where we actually see her in the flesh. But regardless, they give supplies, but to hide that they're doing it, Hawkeye names his imaginary friend from when he was a child, Tuttle, gives him the rank of captain, and says Tuttle ordered them to do it. And from there, it just all snowballs. Everyone in the camp comes to believe Tuttle is real, not Hawkeye's imaginary friend. The only people who are in on it are, of course, Hawkeye, Radar, and Trapper. They create a personnel file for Tuttle. They get his back pay, which they all then give to Sister Teresa's orphanage. They get his GI insurance to name Sister Teresa's orphanage as its beneficiary and all that. But of course, eventually, General Clayton wants to give accommodation to Tuttle. Well, the run around trying to make people now realize Tuttle isn't real, though everyone does think he's real at this point. Well, what does they do? Well, Tuttle went out to the field to do some battlefield surgery and forgot his parachute when he jumped out of the helicopter. Even though helicopters you generally don't use a parachute for, especially with the ones during the Korean War. Isn't that right, Tuttle? Where did Tuttle go? It was so great helping me through this review. He did it again. He went to do some trauma medicine in the field. I hope he survived this time. Well, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed my review. There's so much more I can mention, such as this is actually the first mention of Sparky, so the radio operator up in Seoul that Radar and then later Klinger were often contact. Not only is he mentioned, he's heard and seen, which we don't see him too often. I think we may have heard him one or two other times in the future, but we just gotta keep an eye on that. Also, there's a bunch of other just fun jokes, like when Hawkeye and Trapper and Radar were giving the runaround for Frank and Margaret who were trying to find Tuttle. A bunch of, telling them who Tuttle was with and all that. And in one scene, somehow Frank mistakes Radar for Tuttle, even though Radar and Tuttle have a pretty big height difference between them. And even though Frank is kind of dumb at times, I don't think he's that dumb. But then again, it was also in the X-ray room, and who knows, with the low light conditions, maybe something played a role there. But yeah, this really is just a great, fun episode. I really loved it. It's probably my favorite episode of Season 1. And it does kind of remind me of some later episodes in the series, because this episode deals with helping Sister Teresa's orphanage, which we have seen other episodes of. We also seen some other episodes, namely ones with Charles, actually, where he hides his good deeds by doing it anonymously, not letting people know that he's actually doing it. And in a way, Trapper and Hawkeye are kind of doing that by saying, oh, they're not doing it themselves, they're doing it because they're helping Tuttle out. It's kind of similar, but not quite the same. But really, this is just a good, fun episode, and one of my favorites. Probably the one I laugh at the most in Season 1, besides maybe Yankee Doodle Doctor. Because there's some pretty good fun scenes there as well. But that is all I got for you today, so thank you for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts on Tuttle in the comment section down below. And also thank Tuttle for showing up in my video, even though he left early because he had to go help someone. That's such a Tuttle move. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. You can also stay up to date on my content by following me on social media. I have a link tree down in the description which has all my social media links on it. Additionally, if you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member and get early access to all my videos. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.